Well, hello there, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review on 90 Day Fiance. Waiting is the hardest part. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. To all of my new subscribers, thank you so much for joining the family. I really appreciate you. And to all my nieces and nephews who have been with me from the long haul, thank you so much for being here. And let's get started with this review.
Everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? Having one, it just would be nice. 'Cause everybody needs a sweet old auntie, right? So welcome to Auntie's Advice.
So we'll start off this episode with new couples and one couple that's old. The first person we meet is Molly. Molly is 41 years old. She has two daughters, a 17-year-old by the name of Olivia and a 6-year-old by the name of Kinsley. She is from Woodstock, Georgia. She says that she is a rock star in her city. She owns a shop that caters to large busted women. She has lingerie and all of that kind of stuff, and she says she helps women get their sexy back. Okay. That's her story, and she's sticking to it, and guess what? So Molly went on a trip, a girls' trip with her girlfriends to the DR. And the Dominic Republic must be hot as I don't know what. Look, I have got to do a trip to the DR. Who's with me? Anyway, she goes on a trip and she meets Louis. She says that she's in a nightclub and everybody's having a good time and drinking and everything. And when the crowd gets thin, there's Louis. I guess Louis is there. He's the dang old bartender. He can't go home until everybody go home anyway, because he got to bust them dishes, make sure them drinks and stuff is put up, count his register out, and some old stuff. Okay, so yes, Molly, he's going to be there when the crowd gets thin, boo. As a matter of fact, he's going to be there until the last plate and glass is washed. Anyway, he's 26 years old. Now she's 41. She's got kids. Automatically off the break, I am concerned about Molly. Molly, girl, you are in danger. Why in the entire world would you bring a 26-year-old Dominican man into your house when you got a 17-year-old daughter? You're not thinking, Molly. You are not thinking. Who knows these people? Is there anybody out there who watches my reviews that knows these people? Like, I want to know who their friends are, who their family are, how are they in person? Do they take medication? Like, who are these people and who knows these people? Oh! She been dating him for 2 months. After 2 months, she decides that he's the perfect man for her. He's a 26-year-old boy. He's someone you can be taken care of. Oh, well, maybe you wanted a son and you didn't get that son, so you decide, okay, I'm going to take care of him. But I digress. He proposed to her after 2 months. She said she didn't think that marriage was for her, but now she realizes that it is. She says her most proudest accomplishment in life is having children. Then guess what? Take care of them. Do the right thing by them. She thinks that, I've been living my whole entire life for my children, and so now I get to do me. Well, no, yeah, you get to do you, but you still have some restrictions on you as a mother. I, too, raised a child by myself. Her father was in her life, but we were not married. And I sacrificed. Now, that's not everybody's story. But what I'm saying to you is that you don't bring some strange 26-year-old boy into your house. Have you done a background check? What have you done to make sure that this guy is on the up and up? And that you're not bringing a problem into your house, Molly. Like, I automatically got concerns. And yes, I'm going to ride you like a horse, boo, at a rodeo. Because the whole thing about it in a nutshell is that we have to protect our children. How many times have we... We see Molly Skyping with Lewis. Lewis said he's excited to come over here, but he's a little nervous at the same time. She gets all tearied up and everything, and it's going to be okay, baby. It's going to be okay. So are you saying it's going to be okay to your daughters? Are you making sure that your daughters are, you know, okay? How are you handling that situation, Molly? Molly, I'm trying to tell you right now, you are in danger. I just think that you are being reckless with your love life, and there's nothing wrong with having a man in your life. But what you need to do is make sure that you really know him. 90 days is not enough time to get to know somebody, to bring them into your household, especially when you have a daughter who is 17 and one that is 6. So many times we see videos after videos and television news stations reporting on people taking advantage of young girls, and here it is, you know nothing about this man and you're going to bring him into your home. I'm not saying that he's that kind of guy. I'm just saying, Molly, you don't know. I'm really concerned about you, Molly girl. I think you really in danger, and this ain't ghost, boo. This is real life. You in danger, Molly. You in danger. So the next person we see is Elizabeth. Elizabeth is 27 years old. She lives in Tampa, Florida. She is a property manager working for her dad. She says she has 6 brothers and 3 sisters, I guess. And, you know, she, basically is the baby of the family. She says she's a rebel. She said that she never really was attracted to men, American men. Okay. Okay. So then what kind of men were you attracted to? Foreign men? Okay. Alright. So that's what you say. That's what we're going to go with. That's your story. Okay. She said that working for her dad is frustrating. Then find another job. You the baby of the family. Find you another job. If you cannot work in an environment where you are not frustrated and not giving your best, and you're waking up every day, tired of the mundane, everyday going to work with your dad, find another job, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is dating Andrei. Andrei lives in Dublin. He's a bad boy. She said he lifts weight, people find him intimidating and all that kind of stuff. She says, he stands at 6'4", and he's an alpha male. Really? So you went over there, you found you a bad boy, and after, a couple of weeks of dating one another, he proposed to her. Her family believes that he does not really genuinely love her, and that he has motives, and that he really just wants to come to the United States. She says that she's constantly having to defend herself to her family, who was basically berating her about Andrei. And you know what? There's a part of her, to me, that seems like she likes it. Likes the attention. She wants to be known as the rebel. So this is just something that she does because this is the rebel in her. And this, this further validates that she's such a rebel. Why she is not attracted to American men, I don't remember her defining that. If you heard that, put that down in the comments. But I think it's a cop-out for just going over there and finding somebody. She found him basically on a dating app and went over there to meet him. And when she looked at him, she was like, he's fine. So, basically she hooked up with him. We see videos of him talking about he's not afraid of people and stuff like that. Elizabeth, I don't think he's the best guy. But you know what? If this is the type of person that you want to be with, to prove that you are a rebel, you go right on ahead. But guess what? Let me tell you. You may end up finding yourself paying for it later on. I'm just saying, bad boys don't last long. They just don't last long at all. She says the hardest part is trying to get her dad on board. That her dad is not for the okie doke. And you know what? I don't blame dad. That's his daughter. And he wants to make sure that she is dating somebody who's legitimate and who legitimately loves her. And I think that that is absolutely fair. And she says that she applied for the K-1 visa 7 months ago and that they still have not heard back about that. I'm a little concerned about that, boo-boo. I'm a little concerned about that. And you should be too. Why is it taking 7 months for you to get a K-1 visa for him? She says, you know, she talks to him on the phone. She tells him that she's frustrated with the K-1 visa process taking so long. And, you know, she tells him, but baby, I'm going to come over there and I am going to go to the interview with you in Dublin, you know, so that, you know, you can bring your butt over here and, you know, do what I need you to do, be what I need you to be, and all that good stuff. Let me tell you something, honey. Father knows best. Daddy knows best. And forget all the rest. But that's Elizabeth's story. Nicole is 22. She's from Florida. This is not her first time being on TLC. They are picking her story back up. Nicole is a baby. With a baby. She has a baby named May. May is 2.5 years old. She still lives in her mama's house. She's still living in the bedroom. Got her daughter in the bedroom. She don't have nothing. She got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. And she's in love with Azan. She went last time over to wherever he is from. And he basically cold dissed her over there. Like, he wouldn't kiss her in public. He said she was fat and lazy and all that good stuff. Like, he did not like her size when she came off the plane. Azan was like, God dang it! What in the what? Hold up. She fat? Oh my God. So you mean to tell me you mean to tell me that she was cropping her pictures or something? How did I not know she was fat? But if you look at her pictures, you can't tell she fat. Girlfriend got a serious camera. That photoshopping, burp, whatever app she's using or software program she's using, I need to use that. But anyway, I digress. She went over there to be with him and it did not work out well at all. They argued and fought the whole time. In addition to that, she ended up putting her hands on Azan when they were in the truck because she felt like he was treating her as if she did not matter. He basically told her, you don't matter. So then she puts her hands on him and slams him up against the truck. Now, I know a lot of people had a problem with Aunt Fiza putting her hand on George because, you know, Aunt Fiza was from Russia. But how do we feel about this American girl putting her hand on a foreign man? Bloop. I didn't agree with that one either. I think that a woman and a man, if they have to put their hands on one another, they don't need to be together. But anyway, I'm going to move on into this cotton freaking story that we see right now. Last time that Nicole was on television, her mother flat out told her that I am not going to sponsor her. See, basically, Nicole doesn't have a good job. She got a baby. She living at home with her mama. So she can't even afford the K-1 visa. Okay? She can't even afford it. So because of that, she has to have a sponsor. Now what she done did is she done went to her dad and her stepmom and asked them to sponsor. So we see her walking through the park. Okay? With her dad and her stepmom, and they sit up there and drop the bomb and tell her that they're going to sponsor him. Does anybody know these people? Are these people real? Is this like real or is this really made up? Like, I really have got to get to the point right now in my reviews where I have to ask, does somebody know these mofos? Why in the world, if this girl cannot afford to maintain this man, then she don't need him. First of all, she shouldn't be taking care of him, period. Okay? That's out the question. But second of all, you have a child that should be your priority. You should be sponsoring your child and get your own place. You living up in a house with your mom and your baby's bed is 1 yard away from yours. And you got the nerve to be trying to bring some man over here. But anyway, the father and the stepmother sit there and tell her that we're going to go here and sponsor him. I do not understand the mentality of these people. Do they not check these mofos? I can't do it. I'm serious. I can't do this. I can't understand. TLC, y'all going to have to hire me on a full-time, part-time basis. Because the way that I'm doing these reviews, I feel like this stuff is starting to be a goddamn job. You understand what I'm saying? The father and the stepmother feel like they have been bullied into this. Because basically what Nicole is saying, if you don't do it, I'm going to leave and take my baby with me. Take your baby! love the kids. Auntie love the kids. But at the end of the day, you will not hold me hostage or bully me into doing anything. The dad, you know, he kind of look a little goofy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he goofy, but he just look a little goofy. Him and his wife look a little goofy. But anyway, it ain't about how they look. But you know, the dad is basically like, this is how Nicole is. She wants her way. It's her way or the highway. Well, guess what? At the end of the day, Nicole is 22 years old. When are you going to make Nicole grow up and be responsible for Nicole? And now you're going to take this man on? Y'all going to sit there and say, well, Nicole, do you think that he's using you? No, not really. I don't think so. I don't think he's using me. I don't know. I'm going to have to look it up. I don't know. Let me ask him, is he using me? What a dumbo. Let me tell you something. They have to be responsible for Azan for 10 years. Whether or not they stay together or not. They tell Nicole that, and Nicole is like, ain't my problem. I mean, you know, she's shrugging her shoulders. This lets you know right then and there that Nicole knows deep down in her heart and deep down in her low self-esteem that Azan don't care nothing about her. She sits up there and she tells the daughter, you know, let's call your daddy. He's not her daddy. I hate young women that do dumb, stupid stuff like that. That is not that little girl's daddy. He is not financially taking care of her. He's not doing anything. Matter of fact, when you call, he sent you the voicemail. That's how much respect he got for you. Use a voicemail chick. Use a chick that you know what, after I finish doing what I do, I'm going to check my voicemail. And then I'll see whether or not I'm going to talk to you. What a complete and total idiot. This man don't have no love for her. When she went back, he was so happy. She was sad and he was happy. He was dancing a jig up at the... Come on. This man was celebrate good times. Come on. No. He was so happy she was gone. Because he said we don't have to argue anymore. And I ain't got to smell the fat that's up underneath her stomach. Come on, Nicole. You have been had. And now you are going to put this burden on your whole entire family. How selfish. How selfish and ridiculous of you. Here we go. Back to Louisville, Kentucky. Contestant number 4. David is 48 years old. He is from Louisville, Kentucky. He is over there in Thailand. He met somebody by the name of Aunty. Aunty is 24 years old. He said when he was here, he was over 350 pounds. He ended up having a stroke. He lost his house, his family, his car, his job. He lost everything. And so, you know what? He took a one-way trip to Asia. And that's where he met Aunty. Aunty is just as cute as a button. Fun-loving and just the love of David's life. She's laying on the bed in a little plush hotel. And she tells him she tells us, TLC, and the rest of the 90-day fiance family that he is ugly. He ain't perfect. And he just an old foreigner. But he got a big heart. And she thinks he's got a big wallet. And he says that going to America has been a dream for her since she was a child looking at television. She said, America is a big city and I just want to go to America. And you know what? David proposed to her 2 weeks after he met her. And he doesn't give a flying freak what she wants. Because he wants to find love. He's lost weight. He feels like he's got his life together. But really he hasn't. Because he shedded the weight. But really he has not shedded his low self-esteem. And his ability to be able to judge people. And to know love from a feeling to a real living thing. David, you poor David. Annie goes on to say that she only loves David 90%. She said, I don't love him 100%. I just love him 90%. But, you know, he's a good guy. David is, you know, basically having to pay, you know, the family a dowry. He says that he got $50,000, which is equivalent to $1,500 in American money to give to the family. She told David flat out, if you ain't got the money, boo, you ain't got me. I'm out. And you know what? It's really sad to see, you know, this man just desperately wanting someone to love him. And I know about dowries. I've heard about them. You know, in the United States, I don't know whether or not people still hold true to that tradition here in this country. But I ain't never seen nobody do it. But you know what? There may be some people who have come over here and, you know. So Elizabeth is at dinner with her family. All the siblings is there. Well, not all of them, because I just saw one brother. And they sitting at the table and they talking about, you know, the sister brings up the fact that she introduced her husband, now husband, at the same restaurant. And then that's when it gets on and it's just popping down. The father's just starts really trying to talk to her about the guy. Chris, her brother, says that he believes in the back of Elizabeth's mind that she too does not believe that this is going to work. And his wife was like, I don't believe that. You know, she's sitting there having to defend this relationship with Andrei. The father refuses to talk to Andrei by Skype or by phone. Because you know what? Man to man, if he doesn't like him, he don't like him. She feels like everybody is on the dad's side because the dad doesn't like Andrei. And the dad is like, I can't like somebody that I don't know. And I don't know whether or not he's coming here for the green card. And guess what? From a father's perspective, that's valid. You don't really even know him. After 2 months, you end up being engaged to him. Like, come on, Skyping and talking on the phone and texting people is not enough time to say that you know somebody, Elizabeth. But anyway, she sits there and she says, well, you know, I'm tired of having to defend myself and nobody's on my side. And her sisters was like, hold up, wait a minute. How you going to say nobody's on your side? We are on your side. We may not agree with what you're doing, but we are on your side. And so the dad was like, well, why are y'all on her side? And they were like, because at the end of the day, she's my sister and I want to be supportive to her. That's fair. That's fair. But at the same time, she has to be open. You know, the father basically tells her, how are you going to support him? As a father, I want my daughter to have a man in her life who's going to be able to support her financially. I'm already supporting you by hiring you. So you know, with the money that I make, I pay for your lifestyle. But you know what? You're frustrated anyway, Elizabeth, so you need to get your own job anyway. Who knows these people? I'm just asking, who knows these people? At the end of the night, you know, the dad says that, you know, basically this man don't even have any skills. And Elizabeth kirks out because she's like, how do you know you've already prejudged him? But you know what? Let me just say this. You introduced him, Elizabeth, to all of us as a bad boy. You introduced him as a 6'4" alpha male. So you know what? You really didn't do a good job of selling him. Because if I was a mom, if y'all was your mom, and I listened to what you described, then I would think that you were bringing some barbarian over here. Some unruly guy that just doesn't have any control over him. You say that he's intimidating. Do you know how that sounds in the ear of parents? I guess you wouldn't because you're not a parent. But let me tell you something, that's really scary. And I would hope that my daughter would not bring somebody to my house and tell me, well, Mom, guess what? At the end of the day, he's intimidating. He's not afraid of anybody. He's a bad boy. He's an alpha male. He lifts weights. And you know what? He does ballroom dancing. American guys don't do ballroom dances. Hell if they don't. Yes, they do. All you gotta do is just say, you know what, I was desperate. I got on a dating app and it was basically for foreigners, and those were the guys who were interested in me. I had already tried Tinder and all the other ones, and I just didn't get the hits that I thought I was gonna get. Girl, bye. Tell the truth and shame the devil. We see is David and Auntie again. You know, they're sitting up, you know, at a little cafe, and they're excited because they're having a traditional Thailand engagement party. And he's waiting on his friend Chris and his wife Nikki to come in from the United States. So they come in, they greet each other and everything. He starts talking about how this engagement party is bigger than what he thought it was going to be. He's saying that they're going to have monks and all kinds of stuff, cows, you know, tiger lions and bears, oh my. And, you know, basically he has to pay a dowry, or he calls it a doll. And they like, well, what the hell is that? And he's like, okay, well, you know, basically what it is I got to pay for my wife. And she was like, you ain't got to pay for me. You can't buy me. And, you know, he's just ignorant. I just thought that that was the most ignorant statement that he could have made. We all know about what a dowry is. Just say what it is. And, you know, and Nikki, you know, being a sister, was, you know, like basically it's just you showing your love, and you know, you giving the family something as a gift in exchange for their daughter's hand in marriage. This is not about buying nobody. This ain't no mail order bride type thing that you getting. David ain't got no money. He broke than broke. He's broker than broke. He is fronting for this girl. He said that she has dreams and wishes and thinks that everything is Hollywood in America. He said, but she ain't been to Louisville. You got that right, because everybody in Louisville is on 90-day fiance, okay, trying to find a bride or a groom. I ain't saying everybody. Let me take that back before y'all come and try to read Auntie for filth and I got to get to deleting people all day long. I'm saying the majority of the people that have been on 90-day fiance are from Louisville, Kentucky. It's something in the water down there. Everybody beware. Beware, because you got Paul. He from Louisville, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? He's a fire starter. It's just a whole lot of stuff that's going on. So basically, you know, David goes into talking about how much money it's going to cost him, and he feeling stressed out. And then, you know, basically Chris and Nikki, you know, basically come out their trick bag and was like, I know he's going to ask for some money. He always asking for money, because Chris is the one that paid for his airline ticket for him to go over there. Nikki came out and busted him out further and said this is the third woman that he done tried to marry. Chris like, well, no, you know, he wasn't engaged. She was like, but he wanted to marry every one of them. Like, he's sad. He's a sad little case. If you cannot afford to be married, I'm trying to tell you, I see why the divorce rate is 50%. Because people make mistakes in this stuff. If you cannot afford yourself, you can't afford somebody else. And then the thing about it is, you got her, you know, hoping and a wishing and a dreaming. And when she gets over here and you take her to your home and you broke, busted, and disgusted, what are you going to say? And don't think that she is not going to put any pressure on you. She's already putting pressure on you and letting you know, if you don't buy my father that ox and you don't come up with more money for the dowry, I'm not going to be with you anyway. David, you are sad. Next, we go back to Nikki with her family. She tells her mother and them at the table, you know, everybody's at the table. She tells her mother and them that, you know, basically, you know, Dad and his and stepmommy go ahead and sponsor Azan. Basically giving the mother the finger while she's eating mashed potatoes. Nikki, Nicole, really? The father and the stepmother are looking to see the mom's reaction. The mom slightly kirks out. Me, I would have did a Teresa Giudice. I'd have flipped that whole table, including everything on top of it. The silverware, the food, the drinks, the napkins, the tablecloth, everything would have been on the floor. What you're not going to do is embarrass me. Okay. She said she's going back to Morocco. And she's taking her baby with her. The mother's like, look, you got a lot to lose. Don't go over there and do anything unsafe, especially since you got the baby. And basically, you know what you're doing? You holding the whole entire family hostage for the next 10 years because you want what you want, when you want it, and how you want it. Your mother told you no, so you went and took your spoiled behind to your dad, and then your dad said yes. All because of their love for May. And you have used that baby to get what you want. Let me tell you something, Nicole. You're going to pay the ultimate price for doing that to your parents and your baby. Your baby isn't a pawn for you to get what you want. And I'm trying to tell you, you are going to find out. And let me tell you how you're going to find out. You're going to find out through heartbreak. Azan's going to come over here. He's going to be another Muhammad. He's going to break your heart. But do you know what? That might be a good thing. Maybe you lose some weight. Me and you. Me and you. You sit up there and you say you don't know whether now Azan's going to be a good dad. But you already got the child calling him daddy. You see how that doesn't make sense? You already got the baby calling him daddy. How much child support is Azan sending over here? What is Azan doing for your baby? She sits up there, you know, the mom basically was like, you know, you basically bullying the whole entire family, Nicole, Nikki. Then the mother's like, I can't get to know him because he won't even Skype with me. You say, well, he won't Skype with you because he's shy. The brother, Thomas, who had been sitting there minding his business, listening to everything, said, how you going to be shy? Well, he's 6 feet, 140 pounds, and can lift an elephant. Thomas, you got some sense, boo. You need to give some of it to your sister. Unfortunately, your sister had zero. She goes, that ain't got nothing to do with him being shy. That don't have nothing to do. Yes, it does. He ain't shy with anybody else. He wasn't shy with the producers and the cameramen. He wasn't shy with you when he told you was fat. He wasn't shy with you when he said he was glad that your butt was gone back to America. He wasn't shy with you when he said you didn't look like your pictures. He wasn't shy with you when he told you that, you know, basically he wasn't going to kiss you, feel you, touch you, smell you, look at you, or do anything in public. He wasn't shy with you when he moved from one hotel to the other ones, evading the police, okay? He wasn't shy with you. The brother Thomas even went on to say that he hears Azan tell her that he loves her and he cares about her, but he said it sounds like a robot. He said, but she's so dumb. My sister is so dumb. She ain't even picking up on it. You want what you want. And you have put a child in the middle of it. Talking about putting a child in the middle of it. Molly is sitting in the bathroom with her 17-year-old daughter. She's asking her to put makeup on her to help her look pretty. She doesn't know how to do her eyebrows. Okay, get in line. A lot of us don't. Look at YouTube long enough. It's so many chicks that come out here and do eyebrows tutorial. You'll get it. But anyway, and then of course she brings up Louis. The daughter's not feeling it. She does not want her mother to bring Louis into the house and marry somebody. Just willy-nilly bring them in the house when you know that it's not okay with your daughters. You got your daughter all upset. She's 17. She's getting ready to go out into the world. These are the best years of her life. You got a 6-year-old baby who you have already said doesn't understand what's happening. And you're bringing this man over, this 26-year-old man over, and your daughter got a problem with it. But you say that that is the proudest thing that you have ever done, Molly. I don't think so. Molly, what you're saying and what you're doing contradicts it. It's a contradiction. Molly, get yourself together, Molly, girl. Your daughter is having a problem with this. She should be worrying about graduating and what college she's going to go to and all of that. And instead, she's worrying about her safety and worrying about her mental stability and her mental health, her physical health as well. You are sitting up here bringing a man into a household that has already been established. You know that you were with your daughter 10 years before, 11 years really, before you had the other child. Y'all are close, y'all are bonded together, and here you don't give her any option. When the daughter says, I don't want to talk about it, you're gonna sit there and say, well, you know what, basically I did not he's not going to take me away from you. And the daughter was like, yes he is, because you ended up going to the DR instead of going to New York when you promised me we were going to go to New York together. Well, you know what, we're going to do that too. But you was thinking about your own vajayjay. You was thinking about what was between your legs on your little girl trip with your girlfriends. Come on, Molly. You are not putting first things first. Your children. Your daughter is upset, and she has every right to be. She said, you know what? I don't want to talk about this anymore. You have forced this down my throat. You have not given me an option. You haven't told me anything. You're just saying, I'm going to bring this stranger in the house. In 90 days, I am going to marry him. And you're going to have to deal with it. And you're going to have to make the adjustment. And you're going to have to call him daddy. And you're going to have to make sure that you respect him. And you're going to be the one that's going to have to make the adjustment. How dare you do that to your daughter at the best time, the best years of her life? Molly, you making us all look bad because you want to fulfill your own heart's desires, and it's nothing wrong with it. You have to balance it out, Molly girl. Here you are, you got a nice business, you got everything, and you don't have a man. I know how that feels, but at what cost? At the cost of your girls? The daughter comes back out. She runs into the basement. She don't want to talk to her mother. You run behind her. And she's like, you are forcing this down my throat. I don't want to talk to you about this. She comes up and she talks to the cameraman alone. And she says, my mother never considered me. Molly, I can't rock with you, lean with you with this. I have little to zero respect for a mother who does something like that. You are not thinking. You're not. And ultimately, like Nicole, you're going to pay a hefty price. This is my review on 90 Day Fiance. TLC, I need to be on staff full-time, part-time, because y'all stressing me out. Deuces.